Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Circuito Internacional Paladino here in Conte Poraiba, northeastern Brazil, about 2 hours north of the city of Recife and half an hour away from the coastal beach resort of João Pessoa. This is the finals of the 2018 Rotax Max Challenge Grand Finals, the 19th running of this event that began back in the year 2000 in Puerto Rico. Since then, we have gone to Malaysia, to South Africa, to Egypt, to Spain, to Portugal, to the United Arab Emirates, to Italy, the United States, but now, for the first time in the history of this event, we are in South America. 1,280 meters of one of the most demanding, undulating, hilly circuits anywhere in the world of karting. It has literally been carved out of the side of a very steep hillside. 2016, this circuit was created. It is the only FIA Grade 2 kart listed circuit in Brazil. It is named after a famous Latin knight, and the knights not in shining armor, but in fireproof race suits armored, will be doing battle on the circuit. The karts that you see now lining up for the first time ever at the Grand Finals are the DEKM drivers. So what we have got for you this afternoon, we have 7 races. This is the first race. It is for the electric karts, the E-Thunder karts. Then we will have Micromax, Minimax, Junior, Senior, DD2 Masters, and finally DD2. 360 drivers, not including the electric drivers. We've got 392 drivers in total from 60 nations. The youngest, just 8 years old. The oldest, 61. We have a number of former champions and podium finishers in the field. This year, we had a record-setting 10 sets of siblings, brothers, and we even had an uncle and a nephew as well. So 10 sets of brothers, and Christian El Fagali and his nephew, or Christian El Fagali and his uncle, Mr. El Fagali, Roger, also racing. On the track now, 16 drivers, 12 drivers from the DEKM, the Deutsche Electric Kart Mannschaft, and 4 drivers from the FIA Americas, the first FIA Americas event that we have had here as part of the Grand Finals. Those 16 drivers competed earlier this week, and the top 4 finishers qualified for this event. Those 4 qualifiers, one of whom starts from pole position in kart 613, Sergio Roberto de Silveira from Brazil. He is the son of the circuit owner. He's there at the very left-hand side of your screen in the race. You're just shaking hands there with Juan Diaz from Colombia. Now, Juan Diaz, name that might be familiar to you, he qualified for the Grand Finals last year in Portimão in Portugal, but he was nominated by his FIA representative to compete here, and he qualified, so he starts 3rd.
Yeah. Okay, so
and we watch the drivers settle into their car. This race is due to start in 10 minutes time. 10 minutes time for the first ever DEKM part of the Rotax Max Challenge Grand Finals. 12 German drivers, 1 driver from Brazil, Colombia, Dominican Republic, and Paraguay. Yes, please. Here we go then, let's have a look at the grid. Driver number 613, the oldest driver here, 18 years old, Sergio Roberto de Silveira, starting from pole position. He won the FIA Americas event here on Monday. On alongside him on the front row, from Germany, Lucas Horstmann in kart 609. And on row number 2, there he is in kart number 615, Juan Diaz from Colombia. Juan Diaz from Colombia just preparing himself. He starts from P3. This will be an 8-lap race. And on the outside of row number 2, the German champion, Philipp Britz, in kart number 608. You can see the umbrellas over some of the drivers. It is scaldingly hot here. It's well above 30 degrees now. We're in the middle of the afternoon. It is absolutely brutal. Inside of row number 3, Finn Albeeg from Germany in kart number 601. Finn Albeeg from Germany in kart 601. And alongside Finn, in kart 612, also from Germany, Lauren Klevert. Lauren Klevert from Germany in kart 612. Row number 4 now, Dennis Siemens in kart number 611. There's Dennis Siemens in kart number 611. He qualified 7th for this event. And on the outside of row 4, Philipp Walsdorf from Germany in kart 602. 602. Row number 5, kart 610. That is Moritz Wieskirchen. Moritz Wieskirchen from Germany. He starts the number 610 kart from the inside of the 5th row of the grid. And on the outside of the 5th row, the first driver ever to be here on finals day from the Dominican Republic, Karim Hussein Bok. He grabbed the 3rd qualifying spot in the FIA Americas in kart 614 from the Dominican Republic. Kart 603, Felix Arndt is in P11 on the grid. Felix Arndt is from Germany as well. And on the outside of row 6, from Paraguay, Guillermo Brites Gabito. He grabbed the 4th and final FIA Americas qualifying spot on the last lap of the FIA Americas race on Monday. Then it is Tizian Beinert from Germany in kart 605. He starts 13th on the grid. 14th on the grid is Mick Kapler from Germany, kart 606. And the field is rounded out by number 607, Alexander Siegers. 607, Alexander Siegers. And driver number 604, his fellow German driver, Luca Wloma. And Luca Wloma had a problem in the pre-final yesterday. That is why he is at the back. That, ladies and gentlemen, is your starting lineup for the first ever DEKM race at the Rotax Max Challenge Grand Finals. My name is Henry Baudet, and along with Jenny Wade, we are going to be bringing you every twist and turn of what promises to be a spectacular day of racing. 7 races, the longest races for the main classes. This race, 8 laps only. 8 laps for these electric powered kart. The batteries will operate at 100%. They're doing lap times just 2 seconds, 3 seconds slower than the DD2 karts. And they also have the boost button on them. So every single lap, or every 40 seconds, so you can get 2 per lap in, every 40 seconds, you have a boost button that gives you an extra several kilowatts of boost. And that for 5 seconds, provided you do not brake during that 5 seconds. If you brake, the boost goes, and you have to wait another 40 seconds. It adds another dimension to what is an enthralling class, and without a doubt, the future of karting at some point. Francis, can you relate to the camera that is perfect? What they did there on the grid is perfect. What the cameraman did there on the grid was perfect. That was just exactly correct. Thank you. The whistle blows, the grid board goes up. We are now just 3 minutes away. There is no rolling lap. It is a standing start, no rolling lap, and then we are off and racing. So, Roberto de Silveira, Brazil have never won an event at the Grand Finals until Monday when they won the FIA Americas Cup, but that does not count on the official Rotax medals table. There are 33 nations that have won a medal or a podium finish here in the 19-year history of the event. South Africa, the most successful nation, 13 wins. Then Great Britain with 9, Canada with 6, France with 5, and Australia with 5. The Netherlands with 4 wins. Estonia have 4 wins. We have Belgium and Japan on 3 wins, as well as Spain. And I'll point out that one of those Spaniards, who is a former champion, Jesus Perez Santander, he qualified for this event, but work commitments meant he could not travel, so he has got all his friends over in España to his house to watch the live stream. So Jesus, a driver who was he's actually turned up as a journalist one year back in the early 2000s, and then entered the 2009 event at Ghibli Raceway in Egypt and won. So hello to Jesus, a very, very nice man is Jesus Perez Santander. I hope you and your friends are enjoying the show, and we will see you hopefully again next year. The only Brazilian driver to have got on the podium, Kyle Collett, in 2015 at Portimao. They have just 1 podium finish. Like I said, 33 nations have finished in the top 3 over the 19-year history of this event. Will Brazil take their first win? Colombia, another country that have never won a grand final, never been on the podium ever, of Colombia. Lights are red. Lights are out, we're off and racing. It's a good start from the pole man. De Silveira leads them through turn number 1. And so Silveira with Horstman right behind him. Diaz tucks into 3rd in the red race suit. Then it is Brits Albig. Look for 6:08. Philip Brits, the German champion. He's looking to come through. Now, if you run off track and go off track limits in these karts, the actual power cuts out until you get back on track as a safety measurement, so you have to respect the track limits. Now into turn number 6, we should see a lot of overtaking there. Back in the pack, we can see already drivers dicing around, but it is De Silveira as Diaz defends 3rd from Brits. De Silveira, Horstman, Diaz, Brits, Albig and Clavert. Good start. There's a move for 4th place rather, but I think that was Finn Albig trying to wrestle 4th away from Philippe Brits. Didn't quite happen though, as we head up the hill towards turn number 12. Now they plunge downhill, the steepest decline in world karting. Whole field going through. Now into turn number 2. De Silveira pulling away. Horstman coming under pressure from Diaz. Clevert has passed Brits for 4th. Is the young Brazilian going to win on home soil? Well, we're on lap number 2 out of 8, and Diaz is looking aggressive. Germany have got a total of, let me have a little look down the medals table. Well, I don't think Germany feature on the medals table very highly, surprisingly enough, considering it's such a hotbed of kart racing. So we're going to get a bit of change here, but the Brazilian is pulling away. De Silveira is pulling away through turn 10, now into turn number 11. Diaz putting the pressure on Horstman. Down the hill we go. Can Juan Diaz make the move into turn number 1? Not quite. Through turn 1 we go. Very, very close, apart from at the front, where still De Silveira has a 1.07 second advantage. This is lap number 3. Horstman, Juan Diaz, Clevert, Brits, Siemens, Arndt, Albig. Lucas Horstman and Juan Diaz have got to get their heads down and start to push on as we head up the hill. Around turn number 8 we go. There is De Silveira. Obviously a very popular driver here. Moves going on down in the pack there. That's Luca Roma making a move in kart 604. He's gained 6 places so far, and I think that was his 7th. He's up into P number 9. Through turn number 1, the gap is growing up to 1.3 seconds. The local ace, Roberto Di Silveira, pulling away from Horseman, from Juan Diaz in 3rd. Oh, Juan Diaz under pressure there. Philipp Britz, the German champion, pushes the Colombian off the podium. Juan Diaz has to fight back. Colombia, never on the podium. Germany have never been on the podium before. One of these two nations, at least one of them, is going to get their first Grand Finals medal, and there's a move from Dennis Siemens on Laurent Clevert. So Philipp Britz has to try and defend now from Juan Diaz. But they've all got to try and catch Roberto Di Silveira across the line to complete lap number 4, half distance. It's Di Silveira, Horseman, Britz, Diaz, Siemens, Clevert, Arndt, Walsdorf, Loma, Albig, then Hussein Bock, the Dominican Republic driver, in 11th place, followed by Siegers, Wieskirchen, Beinert, Brites, Gabito, and Kapler. These electric-powered karts made their debut a year ago. It's their first year of racing. They're performing incredibly well here at Paladino, Circuit Paladino in Brazil, and they're forming better than ever in the hands of Roberto Di Silveira, because the DEKM is the only championship that runs these karts. So the 12 drivers that came over from Germany, they're the only real drivers that have proper race experience in them before this week, and they're being shown the way home by Roberto Di Silveira. 55.486 seconds for the Brazilian. 55.486 seconds. His lead is now 2.2 seconds. We're on lap number 6 out of 8. Will Brazil win on home turf? Juan Diaz in trouble, having to defend from Philipp Britz. He's got it, sorry, he's defending now from Dennis Siemens. So Juan Diaz under pressure. Dennis Siemens, is he going to have a look up the inside? The Colombian driver off the podium. Is he about to lose 4th place as well? He defends into turn number 7. That's up a steep hill. Now they head downhill to this slightly banked corner. Then now up through turn number 9. Steep incline. Very steep indeed. They're too wide, a little bit further back. Great racing all the way through this DEKM grid. And now look at the sight below them. They flash down the hill, across the line, onto lap number 7. Di Silveira has just checked out. Horseman and Britz giving chase for 2nd place, but the chase is going to be futile. Diaz is 4th, just in front of Siemens, Clevert, Arndt, Albig, and Loma. Juan Diaz has got 5 German drivers queuing up behind to take a pop at the Colombian. He's going to have to get a march on up the hill. Horseman and Britz come through turn number 7, down towards turn number 8 now. This is the best battle on circuit. Can Juan Diaz hold off the train of regular DEKM drivers that are all looking to push and pass him? Where can he use his boosts to keep in front? It looks as though Roberto Di Silveira has just used his boost very widely. Now we see Philipp Britz use his boost to pass Horseman. The answer is no. Horseman having to defend the inside of turn number 2. We're getting very close. Finn Albig has set a new fastest lap, 55.451 seconds. We're on lap 8 out of 8. Brazil, you're about to witness a little bit of history, and there's Horseman. Now Britz gets to the inside of Horseman coming into turn 7. Oh, they rub, and Britz gets through. Philipp Britz, the German champion, passes Lucas Horseman. Juan Diaz still there in 4th, banging wheels with Dennis Siemens. But here he comes. For the first time ever, Brazil win in the Grand Finals. Roberto Di Silveira is victorious. Philipp Britz and Lucas Horseman come home in second and third. So Brazil join the list of winners here at the Grand Finals. That is a win for Brazil. Behind Roberto de Silveira, Philip Brits and Lucas Hortman take second and third. Juan Diaz finishes fourth for Colombia. Fifth is Dennis Stevens. Sixth is Finn Albig. Then it's Luca Bloma, Lauren Clevert, Felix Arndt and Philip Walsdorf who round up the top 10. Alex Seegers, followed by Morris Wieskirchen. That's 11th and 12th. Kareem Hussein Bok, 13th. 14th for Tizian Bynert. 15th for Guillermo Brites Gabito. Mick Kapler finishing 16th. And look at the emotion on that young man's face there. 18 years old. Okay, so he knows the circuit very well, but he hadn't even seen one of these karts before Sunday. Now he is a winner and he has beaten all the German competitors. There they go, who race in these karts all season. There's Juan Diaz. He faded a little bit, unlucky for Juan, but for the first time ever, Brazil have a win. Germany have a second and third, and I think, I will check, but I think this is going to be a part of the Grand Finals for years to come. And that is a great example. 16 karts start, 16 karts finish, 14 seconds separate all of them. The e-Thunder kart concept that Rotax are developing in conjunction with, I believe, Porsche have got an involvement as well. It is the future, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is the biggest stage those karts have raced on. And from a commentator's point of view, what you saw on the circuit, no different to an ordinary kart race. They are going to become the Formula E of kart racing compared to Rotax's Formula One. And so next up, we now have the start of the main classes. The regular classes here at the Grand Finals. First up will be Micromax. And down, watching them come out onto the grid, is Jenny Way. Jenny, who have we got coming out onto the grid?
Well, of course, Henry, I'm making my way back down with the winner, Sergio, the local hero with all the fans here.
Brilliant. Okay, we'll wait to hear from Sergio.
And you'll see us on the screen in a second, because we just had to get out of Parc Fermé as soon as he got off the scales.
Well, I think that we definitely want to see and hear from Sergio. The Micromax karts are coming on to the circuit, and we'll run down those very shortly. But yeah, when we can, and when Jenny's out of Parc Fermé and back in front of a camera, we are going to hear from the very, very first Brazilian driver to win a race at the Grand Finals. And he's not done it just the once, he's done it twice this week. And if that is going to be a portion of things to come, I cannot wait to see what will happen later on. The Brazilian organisers and staff here, you could see them. They're going to be a very bunch of happy Brazilians. Where are we, Jen? Are we in range yet? And have you found young Roberto? What's his mood like? I'm guessing he's being swamped by his family.
Sergio, fantastic race. And I know if you start crying now, I'm going to start crying. But we want to say congratulations. Of course, you won the South Americas last week, and now you've topped it once again against the German DEKM drivers, the first ever Rotax Grand Finals e-kart DEKM champion right here at home. Congratulations.
Thank you. Estou muito feliz, queria agradecer a todo mundo que está aqui presente, pela oportunidade também. Não ia correr, de última hora meu pai conseguiu a vaga, isso aí. Campeão semana passada e essa agora, muito, muito feliz, isso aí. Thank you.
Thank you. And we're going to see you at the podium. I know everyone in there was cheering you on and in the grandstand, so thank you to everybody for supporting Sergio today. Congratulations, our new world #1, the first ever DEKM Rotax Grand Finals champion. Well done.
And obviously he has had to deal with a lot this week. Every time I have seen Roberto Sergio the Silviera around the place. Again, he's got Sergio Crispin as his name as well. He's got many names, but winner is the most important one. And every time I've seen him, he has been having photographs taken with the marshals, with family members, with lots of Brazilian people around here. Even, I think, Roberto Moreno, ex-Formula 1 driver, was here and chatting away with him. But we look now at the Micromax grid. So Micromax, 28 nations represented on the grid, 36 drivers. All 36 drivers have qualified for the final. Diego Larocque from the United States won the inaugural Micromax Grand Finals in 2016. Luis Iglesias from France won it in 2017. So the United States and France have got a win each at this. But there are 3 Brazilians, 2 drivers from Poland, drivers from South Africa, Netherlands, Belgium, the United Arab Emirates, Japan. The list goes on and on. And we will, we'll head down and we'll show you some of the contenders. Let's have a look at the grid. The race due to start very shortly. There is the pole sitter, number 35. Just having a little chat with Jenny Wade there. Harry Hannam, representing the UAE, originally from the United Kingdom. Harry, 10 years old. He won this year's Dubai Invitational. And Jen, are we going to have a little word with Harry? Is he going to have a chat?
Yes,
good lad.
Just a little.
Yes, just a little word, because the race director is waiting to give him some direction. We don't want to hold up the racing. Harry, how are you feeling here on the front row?
I'm feeling nervous but excited.
Nervous but excited. Anyone watching at home?
My mum, my granddad, my granny, and my brother.
Lots of people watching at home in the UAE. You enjoying the racing here in Brazil?
Yeah, I'm really enjoying it.
What do you think about this weather? Just like home?
A bit hotter, but yeah.
It's good. Okay, good luck, and we're going to be watching. It's been fantastic racing.
Thank you.
Large contingent of Harry's family back home in the UK watching this from Millwall. They're going to be partying in the grandstands at the New Den tonight if he does well. So, the grid is Harry and fellow front row start. You can see there in the yellow and red race suit, Dyck de Decker from Belgium. Dyck de Decker in cart number 28 finished 25th in this event a year ago. So Ramiro is giving the front row driver some instructions, and this is very good. So there's race. He is discussing with the 2 front row drivers, Harry Hannam and Dyck de Decker, what he expects from them.
Are you okay? Good luck.
Are you okay?
Thank you.
Good luck. Thank you.
There we go. So we caught the end of that. So there's the grid. There is your outside front row starter, driver number 28, Dyck de Decker from Belgium, 25th in this event a year ago. On the inside of row number 2, driving cart number 1, Poland's Maxi Obst, finished 4th in this year ago. And starting 4th, well, I think we're about to hear from him. Jenny's with Brent Cruz.
Well, Brett.
Well, Brett, very experienced little international driver from America. How are you feeling today?
Great. It was fast in morning warm-up, and I hope I can keep the same pace in this final.
Now, you've been very, very successful, and I also saw you racing in New Jersey this year. How is it against this competition, this level here at the Grand Finals?
It's great.
It's great. And, yeah, are you expecting podium? Are you expecting a hard battle right to the checkered flag this time?
Yeah, hoping for a first. We came here to do that, so we're hoping for the best.
Okay, now Brett doesn't sound like he's very motivated, but trust me, when you see the start of the race, you will see all this energy and motivation coming out. So we'll be watching. Hi to everyone at home.
My mom, everybody watching, my 2 little brothers, my grandma, all of those people are watching at home, and hopefully I can win for them.
Okay, he's going to win for you, but most important, you're going to win for yourself?
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
All right. Enjoy the racing. Great to have you, Brett. And yeah, we look forward to some fantastic battles in the Micromax.
Thank you.
Fifth in this event a year ago, the 11-year-old from Denver, Colorado. On the inside of row number 3, driving kart 13, will be the Dutch Rotax Max Challenge winner, Mitchell van Dyck. Mitchell van Dyck. There's Maxi Obst on the inside of row number 2 from Poland. Like I said, 4th in this event last year. So Mitchell van Dyck, the Dutch champion. He starts in P5. Alongside him on the 3rd row of the grid, the last year's runner-up, driver number, well, that's Brent Cruz. I mean, look at Brent Cruz there, 5th a year ago. Behind him in kart number 18, last year's runner-up from Croatia, Leon Zelenko from Konica in Croatia. Then we have on the inside of row, there we go in the other way around the grid, so we go in, there's 5th on the grid, that's Mitchell van Dyck. There's number 12, Mohamed Wali, the South African champion from Johannesburg in kart number 12. And on the outside of row number 4, driving kart 09, Fuji Kishi. This is Fuji's first grand finals, and he's the best placed the Japanese drivers in any class on the grid. Behind Fuji is number 22, Tom Braken, the Belgian champion. The second Belgian driver starting in the top 10 in this class. And on the outside of row number 5 in kart number 2, first grand finals from Finland's Alvar Simisvaara. Starting on the inside of row number 6, it is driver 4, Brazilian driver Murilo Rocha Vieira, the first of 3 Brazilians in this race. And on the outside of row number 6, the Danish champion, with one of the biggest family supports here, Matthias Mesdo. Then it is on row number 7, driver number 5, Shota Fuji from Japan. Shota has appeared in every one of the 3 Micromax Grand Finals so far. His best finish is 16th. Making his Grand Finals debut for the United Arab Emirates is Alexander Renner in kart 33. Then it is Gustav Wisniewski in kart number 24. In 26 rather, his first Grand Finals. Mark Koziev from Russia starts on the outside of row 8. Then it is Bruno Mulders in kart number 31 and Casey Enser-Smith, second in this year's African Open. He starts on the outside of row number 9. João Pinheiro and the youngest driver here, number 21, Spain's Christian Costoya, start on row 10, followed by Agustin Sepulveda, who qualified 3rd in the pre-final. He starts down in 21st place. Mateo Giron from Mexico starts 22nd, and then the Slovakian champion Matej Konik starts at the inside of row 12 alongside Colombia's Alejandro Umana. Aaron Krepsik, 10 years old from Hungary, starts alongside Bautista Lorman on row 13. Then Alexander Skelton, the Latvian champion, his first year of karting. Alexander Skelton's first full season of karting, and he's 27th on the grid for the Grand Finals. Kuyo Lee, the Korean champion, is 28th. Then the Swiss champion, Raul Luis Martinez and Max Rees. On the 16th row, Anton Moros from Ukraine and Ranveer Singh from India. On the 17th row, Christopher El Feghali from Lebanon and Oscar Wirtz, the younger of 2 Wirtz brothers, and the son of ex-Formula 1 driver Alex Wirtz, on the outside of row 17. On row 18, it is Jake Rutkowski, who was Max Verstappen's grid kid at the Australian Grand Prix this year. And then it is Fabrizio Rodriguez in 18th place. 36 drivers, 12 laps. The longest race they have done this year. We head up the hill towards turn number 11. These drivers, 8, 9, 10 and 11 years old. The best in their age group anywhere in the world. Harry Hannam leads them into the grid line. We are not racing. The orange light comes on. That signals a false start. So the formation not good enough for Ramiro Brito's liking back in the pack. The formation not good enough. And we will go around again. So, a reminder. The medals table, the Roll of Honour in this, United States and France have both won one of these events. The Netherlands, well, they have claimed 2 top 3 positions. Robert de Haan and Chris Hannon. We're going to see both of those drivers a little bit later on. In other classes, they finished 2nd and 3rd behind Diego Larocque in 2016 at Sarno. Last year at Portimao in Portugal, Luis Iglesias was the winner for France, followed by Leon Zelenko. Leon Zelenko starting in the top 6 here, and Ryota Harachi, he's moved up and he's qualified again in Minimax. We'll see him later on. So it is Hannum and De Decker, Obst and Cruz, Van Dyck and Zelenko, Wally and Kishi. We have United Arab Emirates, Belgium, Poland, the USA, Holland, Croatia, South Africa and Japan, the top 8 positions on the grid. Then the second driver from Belgium, we've got Finland, Brazil, Denmark, the second of the Japanese drivers and the second of the drivers from the UAE, all in the front half of this grid.
Yes, I checked there, the first 3 have no mechanical...
Harry Hannum once again leads them into the tram lines. The formation at the front looks good. They come down the hill, lights are out, we are racing here in Brazil, and Hannum has the lead. Maxi Ops tries to dive up the inside, but Hannum closes the door, 3, 4 wide, 36 drivers go in, and they all manage to get through turn 1 cleanly. Oh, somebody running a little bit wide there at turn 2, but gets back on. Hannum leads, Ops up into 2nd place, Brent Cruz, a great start, up into P3 for Team USA. Then a gap back to 4th place, and I think that might be Doy De Decker in car number 28 in 4th, so a poor start from him from the outside of the front row. And oh, Brent Cruz up the inside, and Maxi Ops change a lead. Harry Hannum gets pushed back to 3rd there, and it's going to be Cruz who leads into turn number 7 for Team USA. Great start from Brent Cruz. In fact, no, it's Harry Hannum who leads. Sorry, it's the other dark race suit. Of course, the sun shining on the TV monitors here. I thought that was Harry Hannum. He did briefly lose the lead at Maxi Ops. Brent Cruz up into 3rd place, but it is Mitchell Van Dyke also up there as well into P3. In fact, Brent Cruz has slipped back to 7th, so apologies for that. It's Hannum, Obst, Van Dyke, De Decker, and a spinner at the top of your TV screen there. That, I think, is possibly the Ukrainian driver, but we'll catch up there. But Harry Hannum, so apologies for his family for giving them a bit of a coronary there when I thought he lost the lead. He was having to battle hard. Obst is 2nd, Cruz 3rd, De Decker is 4th. He is not getting away there. 4 wide behind, that is Zelenko, Braken, followed by Fujikishi, and number 4, driver number 4, Murilo Vieira. So a good start from Murilo Vieira. In fact, he slips back to 14th there in that shuffle, but he's been inspired by watching his countrymen win the DEKM race. Hannum and Obst. Well, Harry Hannum, he wasn't at this event last year, but he has got several drivers behind him who've got prior experience. Here comes Brent Cruz, a great slingshot move up the inside. Cruz goes from 3rd to 1st, but now he's lost the lead again. I think that might be Mitchell Van Dyke that has come out in front in car number 13. It is Doy De Decker. There's 3 wide behind, so Cruz leads. There's Hannum getting shuffled back wide at turn 4, and Maxi Obst now emerges in 3rd place, but it's Cruz, De Decker, Obst. Then it's Cruz in the red crash helmet and the dark blue race suit. Harry Hannum runs wide in 4th place, coming out of there, and that's now, is that Harry Hannum or is that Brent Cruz trying to dive up the inside? And now it's Maxi Ops' turn to get shuffled to the back. So it's Van Dyke who leads for the Netherlands. De Decker for Belgium. In 2nd, through turn number 11. Gap opening up now to Cruz in 3rd. Warning flag going out for Brazilian driver, I think, has dropped right back. We complete lap number 3. Van Dyke, De Decker, then a gap to Cruz. Then another gap back to side by side for 4th place. Zelenko passing Maxi Ops, and here's the battle for the lead. De Decker has a little look up the inside, going through the fast turn 5 S's, but Mitchell van Dyck doesn't want to let him through there. Looking back for Harry Hannum, he slipped back to 7th place now, has number 34, Harry Hannum. He's behind Mohamed Wali, the South African driver, coming into play. South African Mohamed Wali in car number 12. Into P number 6, but the top 2 are trying to push away. Doe de Decker, will he try it and pass, or will he stay behind? Well, the answer is he's going to try and pass. Doe de Decker wants to lead this one from the front, and he takes the race lead on lap number 5. Van Dyck, de Decker, Cruz. Brent Cruz closing back in with the fastest lap of the race, 59.079 seconds for the driver from Denver, Colorado. Through turn number 5 we go now. Cruz is, cruising up to the tail end of the 2 leaders, and he's leaving the battle of the 4th place, which is Obst, Hannum, Zelenko, Wally, Braken, João Pinheiro, up 10 places to 9th. In cart number 3, the Brazilian driver. De Decker checks over his shoulder. Behind João Pinheiro is Shota Fuji. Sorry, it's the other Japanese driver, Fuji Kishi. Then it's Alvar Simisvara, Bruno Mulders, Alejandro Omana, Gustav Wisniewski. All 36 drivers are still running. Braken moves up into 7th rather. And Cruz catches the 2 leaders. It's De Decker, Van Dyck and Cruz. So Belgium, the Netherlands and the United States fighting it out over the podium. Here comes Van Dyck to the lead, and Cruz follows him through. De Decker slips back at turn 4 from 1st to 3rd. Brent Cruz with the red crash helmet on in the middle of those trio. The red and the yellow of De Decker. Brent Cruz to the inside and the race lead. Change of the lead. Cruz now has P1. De Decker tries to fight out. They're fighting over 4th, 5th and 6th position. Obst, Hannum and Zelenko are closing in. The more that these 3 battle, the closer Obst, Hannum and Zelenko will get. We've got the United States leading Holland, leading Belgium, leading Poland, the United Arab Emirates, Croatia. That's your top 6. Down the hill to complete lap 6. Half distance. The grandstand packed to capacity. Watching this unfold, this is a move. De Decker up the inside of Van Dyck for P2. So Doe de Decker, cart number 28, comes out of turn number 4. Now, through the fast bits you can see Maxi Obst in cart number 1 closing in. The Polish driver, he wants to go 1 better than last year, side by side for 5th there as Harry Hannum passes Leon Zelenko. Hannum, the pole man, has to start making a move now. Halfway home, lot of racing to go. Any one of the top 6 can still win this, but the drivers in 4th, 5th and 6th need to behave and go single file, and they need to hope that Doe de Decker starts the battle away with Brent Cruz, because Mitchell van Dyck starting to lose ground a little bit. There's a battle for 7th, 8th and 9th between Tom Braken, Mohamed Wali and Fuji Kishi. Also involved in that scrap is Umana and Wisniewski from Poland. Pinheiro is now 12th, followed by Mulders. Now 18, 9 and 26 have been given a penalty. So that is a start line infringement. Oh, so Zelenko has been given a penalty, a 3-second penalty. So has Fuji Kishi. And so has number 26, Gustav Wisniewski. So Zelenko, he's currently 5th on the road as Van Dyck takes the lead back, I think. No, Brent Cruz, sorry. Retaking the lead in cart number 11. De Decker trying now to push him away from Van Dyck, sorry. So De Decker tried to push Brent Cruz away from Mitchell van Dyck so we can have a head-to-head scrap, and now he looks to the inside coming out of turn number 2. De Decker's alongside, but Brent Cruz is going to have the inside line for turn number 4, and he takes advantage of that. Now Van Dyck closes straight back up. All it takes is for a little bit of side-by-side action at the front, and Van Dyck is back in play. Obst is fourth, and 5th, 6th and 7th on back have now faded away. It's going to be anyone of 4. Maxi Obst has got to work hard. We're on lap 9 out of 12. Dowie de Decker, fastest lap of the race, 58.513 seconds. Through turn number 8 and up the hill towards turn number 9. Cruz, de Decker, Van Dyck and Obst. Hannum is 5th. Braken is now 6th. Zelenko slips back to 7th. Not that sure is with his penalty or not. Then it's Umana. Alejandro Humana from Colombia is having an absolutely storming drive. Up from 24th to 8th. Then it's Gustav Wieniewski. Mohamed Wali slips back to 10th. Followed by Pinheiro, Mulders, Kishi, Enzo Smith, Christopher Elfagali up into the top 15. Out of Alvar Simisvara, Christian Costoya, Casey Enzo Smith, Fuji Renner, Rocha Vieira, Koziev, Mesdo and Oscar Wirtz in 23rd. Up at the front though, lap 10 out of 12, it's Brent Cruz still leading from Dowie de Decker. Van Dyck 3rd. I don't think Maxi Obst is going to catch them unless things start really breaking loose now. De Decker trying to push Cruz away into turn number 8, but Van Dyck is still there, 3 kart lengths back. I think Mitchell Van Dyck is on an absolutely storming lap. He does, oh, there's the move for the lead. De Decker takes top spot. Dowie de Decker takes top spot away from Brent Cruz, and that brings Van Dyck straight back into play. A little bit further back, oh, a little bit of dust getting kicked up there at the back of your shot as the battle for 5th on back really starts to kick off. The carts, you'll see the carts maybe coming through your screens after Maxi Obst. You've got Harry Hannum in 5th place, Zelenko on the road chasing him at least, but it's all about the top 3 now. This is going to be, barring a disaster, your podium on lap 11 out of 12. Obst is too far back, 2 seconds down. It's de Decker from Cruz and Van Dyck. Belgium, USA and Holland up the hill. Here comes Cruz to the inside at turn 7. He takes the lead from de Decker. Now he defends. Van Dyck to the inside. Little bit of contact there. But de Decker hangs on to second. Van Dyck backs out. Now into turn number 10 we go. Brent Cruz trying to get away. There is a slower kart in front of them that has been off and come back on, and there's more dust being kicked up going up the hill. The great battles behind the top 3. We've from about 6th place back to 21st is covered by 2 seconds or there or thereabouts, but all eyes on the top 3. 1 lap to go. Cruz has it. De Decker 2nd, Van Dyck 3rd. Into turn 3. Track narrows. De Decker can't dive up the inside to turn number 4. Watch for turn 6. That's the next opportunity for Dowie de Decker. They flash right and then left. Now hard on the brakes for turn 6. Brent Cruz defends. De Decker's going to try and get the run up the hill. De Decker's got momentum. Cruz has to defend. He does. Watch De Decker swing out wide. Now Van Dyck's going to get a good run. Here comes Mitchell Van Dyck up the inside for P2. Van Dyck takes 2nd. Has that given Brent Cruz enough of a gap? I think it has. De Decker back up the inside of Van Dyck to retake the place. That's it. Game over for the race win. Brent Cruz becomes the 2nd Team USA driver in 3 years to win the Micromax Grand Final. Denver, Colorado has its first Grand Finals champion. Dowie de Decker comes home in 2nd for Belgium after a great last lap scrap with Mitchell Van Dyck from the Netherlands. That is 2 thirds and a 2nd in 3 years for the Netherlands. First Micromax medal for Belgium and a 2nd win for Team USA. We'll look further back. Maxi Obst finishes 4th for the 2nd year running for Poland. Harry Hannum, the pole sitter, comes home 5th for the United Arab Emirates. Tom Braken from Belgium, the 2nd Belgian driver in the top 6. Well done to Belgium for getting 2 drivers home in the top 6. On your screens you're looking at the rundown. Several drivers losing out there in the closing stages. Mohamed Wali slipped back to 21st place. Jake Rotowski, there we are. Leon Zelenko retired towards the end. Everyone else finished. From the back of the grid, Fabrizio Rodriguez finished 26th. But what a win for Brent Cruz. So Cruz, Dyck, Van Dyck, Obst, Hannum, Braken, Alejandro Umana from up 17 places to 7th. Great drive from Alejandro. João Pinheiro, the leading Brazilian driver, home in 8th. Fuji Kishi from Japan in 9th. In the top 10 rounded by Gustav Wisniewski. And so if you thought that Brent Cruz wasn't wonderfully animated earlier on, well, I think if Jenny Wade catches up with him very shortly, you're going to see a far more animated Team USA. In fact, you could probably just go and speak to any American here in the paddock now, and there will be lots of cheering and shouting. Cruz, Dyck, Van Dyck, Obst, Hannum, the poleman, well, he lost out there, got shuffled back to about 8th place, and he got to the front of that massive group of carts that was battling, but they were just battling too much and he couldn't break away quick enough. Behind the top 10, let's have a look down. Well, great result there, from 31st to 12th for Christopher El Feghali. His mechanic Elliot Harvey was saying the kid's quick once he, learns a bit of control. What a result for the Lebanese driver. Christian Costoya, the youngest driver here, he's about 3'2" tall, and he finishes 14th, 8 years old and 5 months. Great result for Costoya. Further back, Ranveer Singh from India. Well, he said that he's going to win for India. He finishes 29th this year, maybe again. Alex Wirtz finishes 22nd. Mohammed Wali faded right towards the end. He was in the top 6. He comes up in 21st position. Alva Sinisvara from Finland dropped back to 16th place. Well, that's the first of 6 grand finals, ladies and gentlemen. And if, well, the first of the 6 main classes, rather. We've got 5 races to go. If that's anything to go by, we are in for a treat. So there is the scene. Well, the circuit is empty at the moment. It will not be empty for long because Minimax is up next. The Minimax race is due to start at 1 o'clock in 22 minutes. And we will go down to Jen Wade. Who have you got, Jenny? Have you got a driver that's very nervous or a driver that's very happy?
Well, Brent Cruz, congratulations, our new Rotax Micromax champion of the world.
Yeah, feels amazing.
Now, I know before the race we spoke, and I said, don't be fooled by this guy, how calm and cool he is. But I know there's a lot of people that have supported you, and I know that you really, really have worked hard for this the whole year.
Yeah, I want to thank Nitro Kart at home, all of my mechanics, all of everything, my whole family, everything, everybody that's touched the kart. Especially want to thank the people that have, when I was very little, helping me be a great driver, Ashley O'Hara, Dusty Davis, Austin Garrison, and all my family that have been supporting me and watching me for this whole time.
Now, we had a fantastic race with Dower and with Mitch to the flag. What were you thinking at that point?
I was hoping it would scramble behind me on the last lap so I could pull away and get a gap so it wouldn't be as hard to win. And I've always been doing this, always control the race.
I know you've got a lot of titles already. You've just added a big one to the list. So we will be looking forward to the future here. Team America, another title.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you, and congratulations once again.
Thank you. I hope you see you next year.
We'll see you next year.
Well, provisionally, of course, before subject to post-race scrutiny, that is Team USA's 3rd first place finish in the history of this event. That puts them level with Belgium, Japan and Spain, equal on 3 grand finals victories. Well, a little way to go to catch South Africa, who have got 13, but I suppose Brent Cruz, he's only a Micromax driver, so he's got plenty of years to become a one-man medals table. And we will see a lot more of that young man, I am sure. So next up, very shortly, we'll be seeing the Minimax carts coming down on the grid. Let's have a quick rundown of some facts and figures about Minimax. Like Micromax, Minimax joined the grand finals as an official class in 2016. So this is the 3rd running of this event. We've got 7 returning drivers in the 36 carts that we're about to see. We've got several moving up from Micromax. Ryota Harachi finished on the podium in Micromax before this, and we've got 14 drivers that have got previous experience in this event on track. Now these are the drivers that are 11, 12 and 13 years old. Now the 36 drivers that entered, all 36 qualify for the main final. And they represent 30 different nations. France, the defending champions, they have got 4 drivers. The next strongest nation is Latvia with 3 representatives. Colombia have 2. Everybody else has 1. Jaden Els from South Africa won the inaugural race at Sarno, beating Thomas Neveu, who we're going to see as a junior later on, and then Luca Nurmi. But Marcus Amand, he won this for France. Jenny Wade, I think you're going to be speaking to a couple of drivers as they head down to the grid.
See if we can have a chat to 1 or 2 of the Minimax drivers before they start to focus and sit in the cart, and then we'll hear who's on the grid.
No problems at all. Well, we've got a little bit of cloud cover that's coming over the circuit right now, just on the start-finish straight, although that will disappear pretty quickly. It's been very windy here most of the week, but today the wind has dropped, so you haven't got hot wind blowing in your face, which is something, but it's just brutal sunshine, and you can see some of the drivers will, and the photographers certainly are trying to take some shelter, and you can see that see Jenny there. We're going to have a little look as the carts come out onto the grid. The promotional assistants with their umbrellas, well, they'll be standing over the drivers, and normally they kind of set out in the middle of the circuit, but I saw that several of them in the previous race, they were standing over the drivers just to give them a little bit of shade. And we had a Frenchman who won this race last year. We've got a Frenchman at the front of the grid again this year. He's not out there just yet. You're looking at cart 114. That's Farin Mega from Germany. He is due to start on the inside of row 2. As the drivers file down onto the circuit, we are 16 minutes away, and you can see that 16 minutes is a long time for some of these drivers to be sat out in their cars, but hey, there's Farin talking to Jenny. Farin Mega, I think, is with Jen Wade.
Yes, I'm with Farin here on...
Yes, I'm with Farin here on row 2, now all the way from Germany. Wie geht's?
Mir geht's richtig gut und ich freue mich richtig aufs Rennen und bin richtig aufgeregt.
Und was denkst du in Brasil?
Ja, ich weiß noch nicht, wie ich es schaffen werde. Es ist halt eine richtig harte Rennserie hier, weil wir sind ja halt beim Weltfinale, aber ich bin gespannt, wie es funktioniert.
Und ein bisschen heiß?
Ja, sehr heiß hier.
Okay, we wish you luck, and hi to everyone at home in Germany watching Farin. Give him the thumbs up and fingers crossed for you.
Thank you.
Danke.
Well, there's Farin Mega. Mega by name, Mega by nature, because he won his opening heat race. That was good. So, We've got the last couple of carts now settling themselves down onto the circuit. And I think it's time to take you through the runners and riders. Pole position number 1, 2, 3, Evan Gilter from France, the French champion. And he is starting from pole position. On the outside of row number 1, driver number 110, 17th in this event a year ago, Danny van Ruijten from the Netherlands, the Dutch champion. We've just spoken to him, his first in the opening heat race for Germany's Fahren Mega. He starts from P3 in kart 114, and on the outside of row number 2 in kart 103, Yakov Sokolov from Russia. He has finished in the top 20 in both of the last 2 years. This is his final year in Minimax before he moves up. On the inside of row number 3, kart 120, second in the French Championship, Augustin Bernier. But Augustin, he is the brother of junior world OK champion Victor Bernier. On the outside of row number 3, it is driver 135, Santiago Biaggi. He is the best placed of all 11 Argentine drivers that are here. Kieran Hartley from Canada starts the number 111 kart from the inside of row number 4. He is the Western Canadian Rotax Max champion. And on the outside of row number 4, in kart 106, is Daniel Suger from Hungary. He was 7th as a Micromax driver in 2016. Costa to Paris in kart 122 starts on the inside of row number 5. He is the Australian champion and a keen public speaker in his school. There is Costa, the 11-year-old from Australia. Charlie Wirtz in kart 102, the elder of the 2 Wirtz brothers from Austria, starts on the outside of row number 5, the elder son of Formula 1 driver Alex Wirtz. And on the inside of row number 6, his first grand final appearance, it's Jose Barros from Portugal. On the outside of row number 6, P12 on the grid, kart 105 from Japan, Ryota Horachi. And Ryota Horachi finished on the podium as a Micromax driver 1 year ago. Row number 7, grand final debutante in kart number 128, Pietro Pons from Italy in that bright blue crash helmet. Pietro Pons starting 13th on the grid, and we've already had one good result from Lebanon. Here's another potential one here, Sami Joe Abi Nakle. This is his 3rd grand final, his best result, 27th place in 2016. Carlis Grava, 13-year-old driver from Karavax in Latvia, is next up in kart 112, and Ramon Ramirez from Chile, 23rd in this event a year ago. He starts 18th in kart 115. From Poland, Ewan Tkashev in kart 101. He starts from the inside of row number 9, 14th place a year ago in this event. And then Kyle Visser from South Africa, who was kindly lent a neck brace from one of the junior drivers from Denmark to allow him to race this week. He starts 18th for Team South Africa. On the 10th row of the grid, from Latvia, Thomas Solstamanis. He finished in the top 10 in this event a year ago in kart 127. And from France, Théophile Nael, first in the NSK Championship this year. He is in his 2nd grand finals in kart 118. You can see now the grid girls and the mechanics leaving. That is your top 20 on the grid. Great work there from our camera team. Behind the top 20, Leo Poncel, 2nd of this year's French Championship in kart 119. He starts on row 11 alongside Denmark's Theo Eriksson. Then it is 133, Panathinaikos Astathorn, or Senna to his friends. He starts from the inside of row 12. And James Agosi from Miami Beach, Florida. He starts on the outside of row 12. Then on row 13, it's Christopher Rojas and Patrick Noels Lochmelis from Latvia. Juan Cepeda and Jean Bischoff start on row 14. Jasper Leinertz and Jan Pinto, the only Israeli driver in a final, they start on the 15th row. Shantosh Kumar from Bahrain and Daniel Kukuzarov from Ukraine on row 16, Mauro Ampuja and Hovacio Collar on row 17, Vinicius Tesaro and Max Edmondson from Brazil and the United Kingdom respectively. They round out the field. It is going to be a 14-lap race for the minis. Tickets for the drivers' party have to be picked up by 1 p.m. in the race office. So for the drivers' party tonight, you have until 1 o'clock to go and pick them up from the race office. But here is the grid. There are the field going up the hill toward turn number 7. Evan Gilter, Danny Van Ruijten, Farin Mega, and Yakov Sokolov. There's a lot of experience at the front of this grid, despite this fact that these are all very young drivers. Bernier, he had his elder brother Victor Bernier here coaching him earlier this week. Biaggi, Hartley, Suger, Toparis, Wirtz, Barros, Harachi, Pons, Abinakle, Grava, Ramirez, Tkashev, Visser, Stolsamanis, and Theophile Nael. So, Evan Gilter from France leads them into the tram lines. We watch to see the light. Do they go out or stay orange? Lights are out. We're off and racing. Oh, and a lot of drivers diving to the inside line. Nobody wants to get held out on the outside because that is not a good place to be. Evan Gilter holds on to all 36 drivers safely through the first couple of corners. Now the track narrows down to turn number 4. They're still 3 wide. There's been quite a few incidents and accidents, but the leaders are through cleanly, and it looks as though just about everybody else also through cleanly. Good start. Gilter leads up into P2. I think that might be Farin Mega in kart 114. It is Mega. And Mega and Gilter have got a bit of a breakaway, and they're 4 wide behind coming into turn number 8. That's not going to work. Somehow, do they all come out in one big lump? Yes, they do. But look at the lead the top 2 have got. That is absolutely critical. Gilter and Mega have broken clear of Van Ruijten and Bernier. And you could see Danny Van Ruijten. He was pointing forward to Augustin Bernier saying, come on, we have to work together now because this is not good. The leaders are 1.5 seconds up the road. So will we see number 120, Augustin Bernier, pushing Danny Van Ruijten? Well, we've got France, Germany, the Netherlands, and France, the top 4. Then a good start from Kieran Hartley from Canada. Canada have been on the podium in Minimax before. There he is, Hartley, number 111, leading Yakov Sokolov up the hill in 6th position. Then it's Santiago Biaggi for Argentina, Charlie Wirtz up into 8th place, Costa Paris 9th, and Daniel Suger in 10th. Ryota Harachi and Sami Joe Abinakli have both sort of faded a little bit, and at the back of the pack there's a couple of drivers that have been involved, and oh, there's a huge crash coming out of turn number 8. Oh, your TV screens there, the track is almost blocked from about 10th place on back. Now we see the leaders come into your screen now. Gilter, Mega, then Van Ruijten and Bernier, and the top 13 drivers have managed to escape, and everybody else basically got caught up in that incident. And oh my word, there's going to be a whole host of nose cone penalties. The track was blocked between turns 9 and 10. I think only 2 drivers have been knocked out of the race, as Yakov Sokolov sets the fastest lap of the race. And there on your screens is Danny Van Ruijten in kart 120, chasing now Augustin Bernier. So Bernier is 3rd in kart 120. Then it's Van Ruijten. Then it's Sokolov. The top 2 have broken clear. They're now nearly 2 seconds up the road. Bernier, Van Ruijten, Sokolov, Hartley, Biaggi, Wirtz, Toparis, Suger, Stolsamanis, Harachi, and Pons the top 13. Then a huge gap back to Abinakle, Grava, Barros, Loxmelis, Nael, Bischoff, Sapeda, Ramirez, Kukuzarov, and Max Edmondson. It's Ewan Takashev and Theo Eriksson who we've lost. We've also got Sena in cart 133 with some badly damaged side pods. He is down in 34th place. But now all eyes on the gap between the top two. Evan Gilter, 0.3 of a second, up on Farin Mega. Then a 1.7 second lead back to Augustin Bernier in cart 20. Danny Van Routen in 4th place in cart 110. And the gap is still 1.7 seconds. So even though now there's second group with Bernier, Van Routen, Sokolov and Hartley, with Biaggi right behind them, those 5 drivers, you see on the screen, oh, and a yellow flag waving down at turn number 4, so somebody has gone off, and that was not the leaders, but it was a cart at the side of the track. Well, it was possibly James Agosi and Shantosh Kumar have disappeared off the timing monitor, so the American driver, oh, and there's a problem there at turn number 7. That's the chasing pack. You don't need to do that, and that is 7th, 8th, 9th. That's Biaggi, Wirtz, to Paris, Stolsamanis. Great start from Stolsamanis, but now it's stalling out there because they're side by side altogether, and it's just not working because look at that. There's Gilter, there's Mega, there is Augustin Bernier pulling away now of Van Ruiten in 4th place. So it's 1.6 seconds the gap between the top 2 and 3rd place. 4th is Van Ruiten, and Van Ruiten has got a little bit of breathing room in front of Sokolov, Biaggi, Wirtz, to Paris, Stolsamanis, Suger, Harachi. Hartley's been knocked back to 12th place. And it is James Agosi who sadly has crashed out down at turn number 4. So joy for the Americans in Micromax. No joy here for them in Minimax. Side by side into turn number 7. That is behind Charlie Wirtz. That is Daniel Suger and Thomas Stolsamanis swapping places. There's the bright blue crash helmet of Pietro Pons in 13th place going through your screen. Evan Gilter is still arm's length in front of Farin Mega. The Frenchman leading the German. The German cannot catch him at the moment. And the gap between top 2 and Augustin Bernier in 3rd is now growing to 1.7 seconds. Then there's a 0.7 of a second gap back to Van Ruiten in 4th place, followed by Sokolov. Biaggi up into 6th place. Good drive from the Argentine driver in cart number 135. Ryota Harachi sets the fastest lap of the race. He's in 11th position in cart number 105. There's somebody out there with a bit of a sick sounding exhaust. The leaders come up towards turn number 7. Number 1, 2, 3, Evan Gilter from France, trying to become the 2nd Frenchman in 2 years to win the Minimax title, to join Marcus Armand on the list of champions for France. France have got a total of 5 first place finishes here in the grand finals. Six-tenths of a second, the gap between 1st and 2nd. Can Farin Mega make a difference? Danny Van Ruiten in 4th place, sets a new fastest lap. Can the Dutchman push up to Augustin Bernier? We're on lap 8 out of 14, so we are only at half distance. Finally, the field settled down. We got single file action, not all the way down through the top 10, because Daniel Suger and Costa to Paris are still squabbling away. Ryota Harachi gains 11th place from Kieran Hartley. Hartley back to 13th, to Pietro Pons also taking advantage to move up into P12. But the rest of the top 10 all single file. Gilter, Mega, Bernier. Lap number 9. Through turn 3, the field go around towards turn number 4. Danny Van Ruiten now. There's number 103 cart, Yakov Sokolov up the hill. We're looking at now New race leader, Farin Mega. I do apologise, I was looking at the rest of the timing screen.